Oh my god, is this the song I think it is? Oh my god, it is.
Alrighty.
Generations. Even had these animations.
Or is it just an idol of her?
It's the hub world stuff.
Yeah.
Got all of them. I knew how to rip stuff. I should probably grab every single character animation I could possibly find. Regret animation. All right, there.
No, it's just regret. It's like, man, I knew I should have worn a condom.
Okay.
Wow, we're streaming.
Yeah, we are.
Exactly.
Anyway. Now we can get started. What should we go over first?
Big sigh.
Someone is just rip roaring behind me. Guess you could show off the mini possibly, because that's something Reese was just working on.
The what?
Some of the new menu assets Reese was working
Oh,
on.
the mini asset. You said mini assets. I thought you said mini boss. I'm like, we're not working on a mini boss.
Oh yeah, I actually made a mini boss while you weren't looking. Go check that giant room in the combat room.
I see. You're just like, yes, I see all of the mini boss in here.
Yeah,
You seem to pay attention to this. You're slipping.
It's a great mini boss. It's stealth. It's got stealth. Also heard mini boss, and my hand went. My head went exclamation
Okay,
mark.
so I'm not the only one that heard mini boss then. I was gonna say we are not working on a mini boss.
Also says you're streaming Paper Mario the origami king.
I'll have to change that. I forgot to change that. No.
People in for Rude Awakening to see that we're working on a Sonic
Unlock
game.
Hyperscape remotes.
Generations. All right, that's been updated. You probably have to reload
and
it.
Also, Tiger, yeah, because he's here. I forgot. He sent me a message as well, and I even forgot to reply to that. I feel bad, very bad. I'll have to help you soon, Tiger. This Tiger messaged me and wanted some help.
Okay.
I just got busy with the project today. Did many things.
Oh, we haven't done many
You
things.
need help and you failed him.
We can
How dare
actually
you?
show a lot of this stuff off all at once. Let's head to the main menu. The options screen has gotten a slight upgrade. A lot of the it's got a new shade of green, which I think looks a lot nicer than the boring gray.
Yeah,
yep.
And there's also the sliders have got like some slight custom. They don't look as Unreal Default anymore.
Yeah. Actually, let's move that up there. It's like a low priority. I only needed fixed before the 5th. Alright, you do know that you can, if you're planning on submitting to Sage, you can go ahead and submit a placeholder to Sage, and you can update it after the 7th. You don't, like, have to get everything done before the 7th. I'm sorry, 21st. Oh, you already did? Okay. So, we've got all the important characters here.
All the important characters.
There is no additional characters here that don't need to be here at all. Should I go with first? Tails or Knuckles? Because you worked on both of them.
Yeah, I've worked on both of them. Knuckles is a tiny bit less finished than Tails.
Alright, let's go with Tails first. You gotta go for dinner? Alright, that's fine.
Oh, Tiger, you're gonna miss the good stuff. Not gonna lie.
So now we have a little area here for navigating the menu. Obviously, if a character doesn't have a homing attack or wall jump type, these are gonna show up as non-available. We're gonna be on for a little while, Tiger, so don't worry.
Aye. Well, he's gonna miss like the stuff we're gonna go over with Tails and Knuckles.
Yeah.
I mean, if no, just do the characters first. I was gonna say because obviously you can see the button inputs are different now for the menu set up there.
Yep.
I've just been working on that.
We also got an extra menu here that actually goes ahead and lists everything that the characters can do and all of their inputs. So for obviously there's the jump, the space bar, the F key, or in this case it'd be the Y key. Not available. The shift is a tail swipe. That is completely temporary. He doesn't actually have a tail swipe.
It technically has one.
Technically. I don't know if we'll have. We might have to disconnect it and not use it for Sage because we don't have any animations for it. But
yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead. I'm still gonna go with Tails first, but let's go ahead and take a look at Knuckles. Knuckles also has all this stuff as well. Got Adventure Glide, Drill, Dive. Got things like Punch, which is super descriptive, and original just Punch.
It's the top move.
If I turned on my controller, would it automatically swap to controller?
No, not yet, but I can set it up to do that. Like, there's a general option you need to just uncheck in the menu.
Oh, we don't have it here yet, do we?
Have what yet?
In the controls or in the options menu.
No, like, I can make it so as soon as you press an input with controller, it will dynamically update and swap everything. The only thing you have to change in the options is if it's going to display Xbox or PlayStation icons.
Oh yeah, you changed it so all the things now have their little thumbnail.
The thumbnail?
The levels have their thumbnail.
No, I never changed that. It just shows up for you. It's just my version's broken.
I thought my version was broken too.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
I never finished. I never touched the level. I was going to work on the level selectors. That was something I remember now. It was just the preview thumbnails for the level select.
I guess they break sometimes, but for the most part, they work.
Alright, so for Tails, what we've got going on here is, obviously, is Tails actually animate now?
Yes, a lot of people have noted that in the last update we've done to the public.
They didn't animate, and people seem to think that we were unaware of this fact. Like, oh, tails are supposed to animate, and I'm just like, whoa, really?
Yeah, we're not gonna have Tails ninja run.
So as you begin running, his tails will actually begin to go ahead and
start
twirling, and once you reach a certain speed, it'll start playing the sound effect. And then once you reach max speed, the sound effect pitches up.
Yep.
And he's also got like a little particle going on too.
Yeah, and there's a little like whirlwind particle. It's not final, the particle, but I was just testing something out. So
I do like it.
For now, it's not that bad. I've got a better idea for it later on though.
So now Tails animates.
And those are custom flying animations for Tails.
Yep.
Or I say flying, custom running / floating slash flying.
I mean, you did make custom flying ones before.
Yeah, well, this one's custom as well. And speaking of flying, his flying code, it's still a little jittery, which I'm going to have to talk to you about, Emmanuel, because it's using the new system, or the physics system, and it doesn't necessarily like it. But,
the adventure version works fine.
Yeah, the adventure version works fine, but this one doesn't like to work. The stamina bar, it also works a lot better. It'll actually disappear whenever you land. There was a lot of bugs and issues with it. It's not done yet, because what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to refill and then close, but it doesn't. It just immediately fills back up and closes, which we're gonna fix, but it's not done yet.
Yeah.
Tails also has this, which is a tail swipe.
It's like placeholder for tail swipe. So instead of him doing the kicking animation, it would play like his actual tail swipe animation once that animation is either gotten from 06 or made it custom.
Yeah, one or the other. So it probably won't be there for Sage. We're most likely not going to have this ready for Sage at all, his tail swipe, but that is something we're going to work on. So,
Yes.
I think that's it for Tails, right? He's got his sound effects, he's got his little Tails animations, he's got the bug fixes to his stamina meter, and his flight actually properly resetting.
His super materials have been slightly altered, so his eyes glow as well. All of the super characters' eyes, besides Sonic's, was a little bit janky. They didn't glow and they looked really dark. But now they've been updated, so now Tails' super eyes glow, which makes it fit in much nicer.
Got the little super icon up there in the top right. It's got the G on it, because on keyboard it's G.
Yeah, that is also set up with that controller recognizer thing. So as soon as it recognizes what input you've got, it will switch to it. But yeah.
He's got green eyes. We decided to give him green eyes in his super form.
Did he have that? I guess we'll never know because
we'll never know because he hasn't gone super since Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Holy
yeah,
shit,
I guess if we really wanted to, we could check maybe like the Archie comics see if they have it. But
oh yeah, the when you're super and you start running, Tails yeets.
His tails. Holy shit! I have not seen that before.
Because obviously he's going faster than he actually should be able to.
Yeah, we'll probably have to adjust his super physics, but holy shit.
I kind of like it though.
The particle effect behind it looks very pretty.
Yeah.
Like it gets a few more twirls into it, which looks kind of nice. It's just leaving a tornado behind him. Or a vortex. It's one of the two.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so to go back and set to the menu.
Got the your boy Nux.
You got Knuckles to look at next. Actually, let's go with the classic or adventure glide. Debug room.
Oh yeah, Knuckles still has the hat.
Knuckles has his hat now. He is now Hat Knuckles.
It's a small little thing I need to fix with the sliders. Because if you're using mouse, the sliders material changes.
Yeah.
It's easy fix, I know how to fix it.
He has his hat.
Yep, Knuckles has the hat, and everyone loves the hat.
It actually looks really good too.
Yeah. For being a Dash model, like a Sonic Dash model, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Just if the textures were a little bit upscaled and the buttons are slightly remodeled, I'm pretty sure that could pass off for a HD model, not gonna lie.
Everyone loves the hats.
Everyone does.
Yep.
It's like one of our most popular, popular in a short time tweets that we made.
Yeah. Alrighty. So the only other major thing that we really changed with Knuckles is his run animation. You did change that, didn't you?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did.
Okay, I didn't know if he actually did or not.
I did.
So Knuckles' run animation is different now. There's no sound effects with it. We'll have to fix that.
Oh yeah, I need to add in the footstep sounds.
Yeah.
Easily done, but
He holds
so yeah,
his
Knuckles.
he holds his fists out, ready to fight. I actually made this one. Well, not made. I edited this one.
Yeah.
I like how it turned out, except we're gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change the hands on it, and probably reduce the amount of sway he's got.
Yeah, I wouldn't really worry about too much until maybe we get an IK rig, because it's going to be hard to make them less jostly.
Yeah. Well, the problem with the hands is the fact that it's Sonic's hands retargeted into him, which is...
Yeah. Well, I mean, as well, when you edit it in Blender, you could change it regardless. Like, if you made the hands go somewhere else, it wouldn't matter if it was retargeted or not.
Yeah, I didn't mess with the hands too much just because I didn't know
Yeah.
how the mesh would... I don't know how the mesh handles whenever you mess with the bones, so I would have preferred to know how it works better.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna have to add some spring to his quills, or his dreadlocks.
That shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
I think we also update
He's
some of the
already
wisps.
got them. He's already got it. It just needs to be improved. Like, there's an alpha variable in his animation blueprint. You can just change the number of that, and it will make the dreadlocks move a bit more.
Yeah, they're not moving at all.
They are moving. I can assure you. If you slow down time, and like if you did a jump, when you land, it would do a they would jiggle around. Like you have to do an idle jump.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. It's essentially how like Sonic's is as well. They're pretty much the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we
should
got
probably be more
these,
floppy though.
Little things on.
Yeah. I know that's not how it's meant to look when the spring's angled. I just cannot change that blueprint because whenever I touch it, it breaks.
I have to look
So
into it.
I can't code that properly.
Alright, so as for Knuckles, was his super stuff also changed?
His eye material was updated.
Updated.
It's just essentially all the eye materials. Actually, did I do Knuckles? I'm pretty sure I did. No, I didn't. Knuckles is the one character I forgot to update the eye material for.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
now,
I'll put that on the
everyone's
list.
on the stream gonna think we're dumb. How could you?
Oh yeah, whenever he's super, he actually runs past his maximum. So his
Oh.
arms are back out.
He puts his arms like full out. Because I did leave the very last one for him to put his arms fully back.
Yeah. But he'll never reach it, so he's stuck in between transitions.
Yeah.
So he just holds his arms like that, which is kind of weird. Ah, that's weird.
That was fast, Tiger.
Tiger, you essentially missed all of the
Tails.
character stuff. Right, all the tails and pretty much.
Most of
Knuckles.
Knuckles. So I can go over
Well.
Knuckles again. All we've really changed was we've given him a hat, and then we've changed his run animation. That's about it.
Yeah.
So now he holds his fists out, ready to fight. He's rougher than the rest of them.
Tails does the actual like spinning tail animation when he runs at max speed now.
Yeah.
So he doesn't look. He isn't purely just a Sonic retarget now.
But more importantly, hat.
Now use the hat like a Mario Odyssey.
Throw it out like Cappy.
We've got a new ability for Knuckles now. He's just going to be able to possess everything with his hat. We'll give the hat eyes.
Knuckles can punch. These are not gonna stay in. We're not keeping these animations. Because
Yeah,
someone took them straight out of fucking Sonic Smackdown and didn't ask me first.
Someone
I don't know.
has.
Was that Hess?
Has just put them in just to see how they would look.
Yeah, no, we're not keeping these because these are Smackdown's animations, and I was not asked before they were taken. And
Yeah.
we also did not ask Smackdown before we took them. So These are not staying in. I'm not interested in using their animations.
No, I'm gonna delete them. We're gonna annihilate them all.
Annihilate. So that's it for Tails and Knuckles. We did also change... Actually, what am I doing? I can just go into the instance and change the character. Let's see. Let's go with Blaze.
I have, for the past few days, I have spent time polishing all characters, all of the possible characters. So like I said, like with Tails and Knuckles, I spent a day each on them, polishing them up. I did it on Blaze as well, even though there wasn't much to do with Blaze. She was actually pretty fine.
You did alter her super though, or like.
I just altered the code.
Yeah.
So now all characters share the same super code. You just got to turn on variables for certain things.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Say what?
What were you about to say?
I was gonna say Blaze plays Villanova when she turns super.
Ah yeah, Blaze plays Villanova, and also Blaze now floats when she's burnt in a burning.
Yeah, I just realized that too.
Because originally she used to run.
Yeah.
There was no flying animation for her, so I gave her one.
I mean, she technically can't fly.
You what?
I mean, Burning Blaze can technically fly, so.
Yeah, that's why I gave her the floating animation, because she needed it, because it looked weird her transforming into super, and then still using the running animation.
I love Villanova playing. Villanova is such a fucking beat.
Yep. So each character you can give them a unique super theme. You can turn off and on the ability for that as well with the character. So if you have a character like Knuckles, when you transformed into Knuckles, I'm pretty sure he didn't have a song.
No, he played Open Your Heart. Tails didn't have a song.
Tails didn't then. He's the one that I turned it off for testing. But you can customize it for each character as well, and along with another theme that a character can be given if another variable is checked.
Mm-hmm. Which we might show off.
We might.
Let's head on over to...
No, let's just not show it off. It's not worth it. So there's nothing to see here. Move on. Nothing exciting to see here.
Oh, that's one thing Shadow doesn't have that I noticed. He doesn't have a mid-air boost.
No, he doesn't, does he? He kind of just rolls.
Yeah, I noticed that the other day.
I don't know if he... I think he did have it in vanilla, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I'll have to find the animation somewhere.
Shadow is not supposed to be playing Open Your Heart. He's supposed to be playing... I believe he's supposed to be playing All Hail Shadow.
Well, it's never been changed for him. I never changed it. I don't even know if we... Do we have the song, All Hail Shadow?
It's either All Hail Shadow or I Am All Hail, one or the other. I don't remember. I thought we had it, but maybe we
he has his Invincibility song from Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking
and
about.
then I also gave him the Chaos Blast song originally. But I don't think he's ever had a custom super theme.
Shadow didn't really have any updates done to him because he was already perfect.
He was pretty much fine as well. The only thing needs to be done with Shadow is a few extra particle effects, like when he quick steps while moving, he's meant to teleport. But he hasn't done that in Infinity Plus for ages.
He also, we need to change his nose. His nose is light and it's kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why that's happening, but it's...
I know why.
Getting into Quickstep probably should be easy because I did modify the code, and the master supporting it to just be Shadow shouldn't be hard.
Oh, Shadow, his animations, I didn't copy and paste them.
Yeah, we'll have to...
It's just mainly the rolling. It's probably the one is broken.
And then...
We'll be going through the animations for him.
Metal Sonic is like the only character we've not touched yet.
Metal Sonic we haven't messed with, but I'm pretty sure Metal Sonic is fine as well.
He's fine for the most part. We'll have to still check him out and make sure none of his animations are broken or anything like that. But for the most part, he's fine. And then there is also
the best character,
Sonic.
Sonic.
So to head back to Sonic.
Oh yes.
We don't have really too much to show off in terms of combat today. Or wisps. Most of the wisps have all just been minor adjustments.
You can go over there because there is something.
Oh, and the wisp thing? Oh yeah, I mean, combat there is.
Yeah, I was on about like the...
We got gun hunters now!
Yeah, we got the gun hunters now.
Yeah, they actually aim at you. We're probably going to give them proper laser sights, but for now it's just a line. But yeah, I sort of made them a bit dangerous to see how they could react, and they're actually... Let's just say they're actually kind of difficult to deal with, because that's 4 health, and they can shoot you out of the air pretty easily.
I did not gain any height from that. I didn't gain any height from my tomahawk.
Yeah, I just saw. Did you jump right after you did it somehow?
I don't think so. I have to look into that.
Combat is probably, out of all the things that's going to be at Sage, one of the more experimental things that might...
By experimental, we mean buggy.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Well, no, it's good.
Yeah,
It's good. It's just, I have a feeling out of everything we've added, people are going to find problems with that the most.
Yeah. More than likely. Which will...
Yeah,
Which is probably going to be fine, to be honest.
In terms of bugs and also in terms of design, because once again, this new territory, like Wiz has been done before in games. Bonk.
I don't think there's anything in the rave room we need to show off. Nah, we've
We
not
could
touched
probably-
the rave room.
We changed Pink Spike a bit, but we haven't really changed anything else.
Have we changed Pink Spike?
We just bug fixed it, that's all.
Oh,
We-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is one thing we have changed. Pink Spike is significantly less broken now.
Yeah, I think we also changed the, we did probably show in the last...
It was a bit... It's still a bit janky for me, the pink spikes going up and down walls. I don't know if that has something to do with hardware, though. Like, I feel like lower-end PCs might struggle with...
When you say jank, do you mean like sticking to it or trying to move around?
When I'm on the wall and I move up, I start drifting off to the right.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to change that probably. It's because if you look at it from the right side, it thinks forward. It thinks
No,
forward is to the right.
I'm looking directly towards it. I can show you in a bit, but
Yeah.
it's not right.
Oh wait, I forgot. Did you do anything to Silver Super?
Yes.
So we have Silver Super animation?
He doesn't... The one main thing with Silver is his spines are meant to, like, bend upwards. They don't right now. I think I have a quick fix for it. Like, I have an idea of how to do it. But it's not implemented yet. But I'm pretty sure the materials are set up.
Now we got Super Sliver. He doesn't have his animation though. Oh, he plays his world.
Oh yeah. I changed this for him.
Yeah, his eyes need changed.
Yeah, the eyes need changing. I couldn't remember. Does Silver's eyes change to red when he goes super?
I believe so.
I have no idea.
I believe it does.
Reese, he doesn't live in his world. He just wants to dream up an absolution.
No, but
Song.
look. We can't keep adding more songs. You know they're like some of the biggest files you can make, right?
We already have this song in.
Yeah, we have a song. Oh, so
Yeah. That is some leftover stuff from his
yeah, and that's because I can never reach that speed, so I couldn't test for that.
yeah.
Damn me and my low frame PC.
Alright, so I think that's really all we have to show up for Silver. There's not a whole lot of bug fixes for Silver. because I.
Oh,
Yeah.
one thing,
What?
just as I remember. You know his psychopaths?
Yeah. What about it?
We need to get them for super.
What about it? I mean, like, what about it?
Because
He's
when
saying that like you could turn super on them.
Oh.
so like if you're super and you use the ability, you de-transform. Like when I was playing around with it the other night.
Yeah.
So we need to get it. Which is why with the new code I put in custom checks.
Okay. Yeah, I can probably mess with that later. I don't know if I'll mess with it today, but I'll mess with it. But yeah, silver doesn't really have anything new. But his particle isn't working.
Yeah, when you de-transform from super, he particle breaks. That's a bug.
He just doesn't feel like it.
We need to address. I'm gonna have to.
It's Depresso bot.
Yeah, that egg pawn.
Oh yeah, I did change up how it's more so just visual, but like how the images feedback when you hit them for the most part. It's not 100% done, but they spark and stuff, and they get pushed around a bit more consistently,
Yeah.
and actually like animate more.
That is a change.
So yeah,
I can show that off real quick. Back to Sonic.
really just the egg pawns and gun hunters. We haven't added it for egg fighters and under flying enemies, but they may have a change.
Kind of hard to see, but there's some sparks whenever you hit an enemy.
Yeah, if you like roll into more, do a more powerful attack, it's easier to see because they leave a trail.
Yeah.
One thing to note, this is more so gameplay. If you roll into an enemy, if they're not super heavy, it will combo them. That's one thing to note. And since every character can roll, it's going to be your main combo tool for the most part.
You're trying to get his short hop animations to work, but we have not.
We haven't got it yet. We got a batch of animations we just got that we're trying to force shove into the engine.
I'm thinking as well. Like, actually, no, probably not on stream. I'm not sure about it. I was gonna say, you know, what would have been like kind of neat to do on stream towards the end. Like, look at last year's Sage build.
Oh yeah. We can do
Like-
that next stream.
We would have had to like look through like a YouTube video or something, and I feel weird streaming YouTube videos on Twitch. So
So you probably noticed these. They don't do anything.
they're purely visual. They're just there for flair.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're not trying to pull a Sonic movie. They don't do anything. They don't send you to San Francisco zone.
They just teleport you. That's
So,
teleport you where? We're not.
so whenever you hit these, nothing happens. And that's all they do. They just play a sound. They tell you no.
They just go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
We really liked it, so we put 3 of them down. That one has
Yeah.
weird collision. Actually, they all have weird collision. What the hell's going on?
I think because they're using static mesh collision, probably.
And
Yeah.
They need to have, like, no collision. They're static mesh.
Yeah, the ring. I could have sworn that it didn't, but I guess.
I feel like I'm just,
I guess every time we jump through it to listen to the sound, we just actually like jump through the different bit.
I don't mean to joke down your throat, Reese, but I feel like every time you add in like anything, you leave it on static mesh. Because I noticed that like those sunglasses you gave Sonic like years ago, essentially, they
Well-
were messing up the Wisp camera so much, and I realized, oh, because we're using a static mesh. Why?
Yeah, because why? What else would there be?
No collision.
Well, yeah, but there's still static mesh.
I think he means
You
you
just-
forget to
you
turn
just
the
need-
collision
yeah.
off for the static mesh. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Like,
Sorry,
what else would I make something?
I meant world static. Sorry, I got the two confused. I meant world static. You leave things on world static instead of turning them to no collision.
You just need to say, I left collision on.
You left
That's all
collision
you
on.
need to say.
God, Reese.
Ah.
Alright, so you probably noticed this quite a few times, but whenever Sonic transforms, it's got particles. And
Yeah.
they're pretty.
It's the particles from the Max and Adam build. I finally got the Niagara system workings.
And,
Also, I want to thank Max and Alex for also having the gun hunters, because that's where I learned how to also make them aim and stuff.
Yeah.
So credit where credit's due.
The only particle effect that isn't working from Max and Adam's build is the super flames, which would emanate like off of the super Fulton. For some reason, just cannot get those to show up or work. But
Do they show up in like the particle preview?
yes, I just don't understand why they don't work. But they're not giving any errors, and I've made it so you can easily toggle them on and off. So I've just got them off for now.
Alright, so to move on, one neat little change that we've added, and this is going to play a part into the combat. I don't remember if we showed this off last time or not.
No, we didn't even have it in last time.
Okay, yeah. If you look down there in the bottom left, you'll see that boost efficiency is equal to 0, and boost efficiency is a thing that we've had for a very long time. It's been a feature since the very beginning of Infinity Plus, but we've never really talked about it. No one really ever talks about it, and I think a lot of people actually forget that it exists, to be completely honest.
Because we won't talk about it.
So anyone who, makes fan games with it might completely forget that it's a thing. But a couple of changes that we've added, or that I made early on in Infinity Plus's life cycle, was a max boosting speed, which essentially means the longer you're boosting, the higher that your max speed becomes. That way you don't get like instant gratification from the boost. You have to keep on boosting to the low kick. No, we don't have a low kick yet. We were thinking about a low kick move though, but
A low kick?
well, not really a low kick, more like not a spike kick, an upper kick.
When he says low kick, does he mean like the sweep move we already have? I'm confused.
I'm confused as well. I said lower left. He might have thought I said low kick, but no, lower left, the boost efficiency. I mean, that's fine, Tiger. Essentially, we've changed it to where you still get a new max speed the longer you boost. So, continuously boosting is still something that you're going to want to do because you can still reach new top speeds with it. So, rather than being instantly gratified with maximum speed, you'll still be incentivized to continuously boost to reach a new top speed. Rather than, just having instant access to this top speed. But we've changed it now to be a lot more consistent. We don't have any visual aid for it, so all we have to go off of are the print strings that I have.
And
but essentially,
word.
yeah, and my word, essentially. But if you keep an eye on the boost efficiency down below, you'll also see these changes. But let's go ahead and boost. What is going on with my top speed?
That's because the boost top speed is still slower than your normal top speed.
Oh
which
yeah,
needs
that's
to be
right.
changed.
Were you super and did you de-transform?
I
That's
did.
also a problem.
Why is that a problem?
No, it's that's just how it is. You have to keep boosting for a while.
No, my timer wasn't incrementing.
Really? Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it was
That's
not
what I've
incrementing.
been complaining about the past few days, Emmanuel. Every time you de-transform from super, it breaks the boost.
Oh.
I'll have to look through that.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that was a thing. I wish I would have known that earlier, or else I wouldn't have walked all the way out here.
Forgot to say.
You don't have to go all the way out here to test it.
I know,
Like, you have
but
plenty
I
of
want
space.
plenty of room to actually do it. That way I'm not sitting here running around in circles. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually show it off now.
Yeah, let's just show it off tomorrow.
So the top left, if you look at it, it says Mach 1, and the bottom left you can see my boost efficiency is 33 and 66. And then my new top speed is now Mach 3 with a 100% boost efficiency, and if we go ahead and take a look at my... Oh, that was incorrect. I hit the wrong button.
Oh god, it's Sonic Unleashed for the
Where's
PS2 or
the,
Wii.
where's the shaded button?
I don't know. F2?
No,
That's
F3.
that's unshaded. Okay, here we go. I meant to hit 2, is what I meant to hit. F tier. So top speed is 75. I move it to Mach 1. Top speed is now 9,000. Hit Mach 2. Top speed is 1,200 or 12,000. Mach 3 top speed is 15,000. So as I progressively, continuously boost at maximum speed, my new top speed gets incremented upward over and over again.
Until you fall off the map.
Until I fall off the map. We're gonna have to adjust the numbers because there's no, like, I think you can hit yeah, you can hit Mach 3 within one boost bar, I believe. But it's...
No, I don't think you can because I've tried. You easily run out if you're not constantly filling it.
Oh yeah, that is another thing. Your Mach state gradually drains. If you stop boosting, it doesn't immediately drop to 0. It actually drains over time. So that way, if you stop boosting, you're not immediately punished and go back to Mach 0.
Yeah.
You do.
We need to have the boost
grace.
efficiency. Sorry.
You have a grace period in which you can start boosting again and not start from essentially ground zero. Now, what was he saying?
I was just gonna say just one thing we will have to do is just make the boost efficiency update even when you're not boost. And of course, like you said, particle effects. My idea for particle effect is maybe like a mini, sort of like the boost cone or the boost remove particles. You know what that is? Just have that play, but have it be a white color and maybe be a little bigger. Just to kind of show, because the idea is that when you enter a Mach mode, it's like Sonic's like shifting gears from one state to another. You can show that by having Sonic do progressively more powerful Sonic booms with other particle effects, and maybe get more wind effects and stuff too to show that you're going faster. Because you would also need to, because one thing we also need to showcase, as you mentioned, is that you can lose Mach states gradually. So you'll need to show what Mach state you're in, even if you're not boosting or running really quickly. So we're open to ideas, but that's something we're hopefully going to have in by stage, or at least a basic implementation, because right now this is, I won't say unplayable, but it's definitely not something we want to have people worrying about.
One thing you can do is if you're boosting around and you're not reaching maximum speed for whatever reason, in order to increment to the next Mach state, you do have to be moving at maximum speed of that Mach state. So for example, if you're moving uphill, which will prevent you from moving at top speed, for the most part it will, your Mach state will actually not increment because you have to be moving at maximum speed of your Mach state in order to increment the timer to move up in your Mach state. So for any reason, if you're not moving at maximum speed, it won't drain, but it won't increment upward either. I tried getting a drain system in, but it was actually really annoying and really obnoxious to get working. But the Mach state will, one, make the boost efficiency system way more straightforward, and its perks a lot more noticeable, because what it used to do was it used to be purely based on your movement speed, and if you know Unreal, you know that it's very inconsistent with how it does things like, you know, calculate your speed and taking friction into account and any form of velocity change, things like that. It's very inconsistent. So if you remember back then, in pretty much any footage of Infinity Plus way back then while boosting, the boost efficiency would constantly fluctuate up and down because it was trying to account for your actual movement speed, which is never consistent. Your movement speed is never consistent in game. Because if you look here, you can see that the number is constantly fluctuating, not sticking out one specific thing, because it's trying to push you forward, but friction's also trying to stop you, and moving left and right also changes my velocity and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and terrain too.
Yeah, and that in terrain. So now what's going to happen instead is your boost efficiency is going to be locked to your Mach state, so whatever Mach state you're in will dictate your efficiency, which makes your efficiency so much more consistent, much easier to track, as well as easier to plan for and utilize in gameplay.
Mm-hmm. And you also get the max speed benefits too, which is way more clear cut because it's just you just increase in speed 3 times essentially. It makes it way more easier to keep track of, like how, and once again, it's more consistent. It's just easier to keep track of, because you more so just have 3 states to keep in mind, which really just affect your speed, your boost efficiency, and we were also talking about other perks too that were combat related. Is that right, Fizz?
Yeah, so like your Mach state could also apply a multiplier to your damage and things like. For anyone wondering earlier, Supersonic actually instantly unlocks maximum Mach state for you, meaning you don't actually have to build up speed. While in super form, you're instantly granted Mach 3 state, because it's supersonic, and the idea is to be rewarded for unlocking supersonic, obviously. There's some things that need to be changed, clearly. I'll have to go back through and debug the system.
Thanks, Reese.
Yes.
Supersonic is, isn't it? It's broken. That's like how Supersonic's going to be.
Not only is he broken in the sense that, he
snaps levels in half.
He's also broken in the sense that he breaks everything else.
He breaks the game. It's
definitely broken with the combat at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of just
don't even bother.
He kind of just destroys enemies right now. He's not supposed to. He's actually going to add a damage multiplier. So rather than supersonic straight out killing enemies, he's going to add an additional multiplier to any damage you output, is what our plans are. So there is the actual damage of the attack. There's going to be the damage multiplier done by your Mach state, and there's going to be a damage, well, not really multiplier, it's more of a modifier. And then there's going to be the damage modifier done by
your combo
state. And then if you're in a super state, there's going to be an extra flat out modifier from your super state as well. So
yeah, I think the easiest way to do it for the super state is to literally just make it so it always just maxes out the attack to always do like the maximum amount of damage you could possibly do no matter what combo you have, just to make it like easier to keep track of. Because one thing I was noting is that, like, depending on how much health we give enemies, multiplying an attack that does 2 damage by 4 makes it do 8 damage, which is a lot. I mean, you would have to work for that, but we're going to have to be careful about how we modify it. But that's for later. Who cares about balancing? This is a Smash. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh no! What did I do?
It's the repeat of you showing off Tails too early.
Can't show it off though. Can't fully show this off.
No. Oof! My stream is chugging. Why is my stream chugging?
I don't know. I don't have a problem.
Is that just? No, not on Discord. I'm talking about Twitch.
I don't know.
Wait, you're streaming on Discord?
Oh, am I streaming on Discord?
No, you're not.
Okay. Well, is the Twitch stream chugging for you, or is it just me?
It's chugging for me.
Okay.
Because you're not supposed to show it.
Yeah, this area has completely chugged.
Why? It's not streaming. Like, it's not chugging in my. Christ. It's not chugging in editor. It's completely OBS. Okay. If I were to show that off, I would need to actually open the level. Is it Hidden Palace? Is that it? Reese.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not gonna show off like everything about it. I'm only gonna show off like the actual functionality.
God damn it, Reese.
I'm not showing everything off. Okay. This F5. Okay, so no. Are things chugging again? Is it fine?
It's fine.
Okay, so for some reason, I have a feeling that swapping...
Nope, it's chugging again.
Well, I tabbed out.
And now, no, when you're tabbed out, it's not chugging anymore. Something about you being in there is just not agreeing with the stream.
No, I mean, I tabbed out of the engine. Whenever I do that, it chugs. God damn.
The camera's moving, though. Like, you're running around and it's chugging, and then when you tab out, it's perfectly fine again.
Okay, let's try this without tabbing out. There's something really wrong with this map.
There's no code in this map, though. So I have no idea.
Okay.
It's
That's
fine
something to do
when you're
with
in
the
the
lighting.
menu window.
What?
Fine when you're in the menu window. As soon as you F11, it starts jugging.
Okay. So if I go back out into the window, it should be fine.
Yep, it's fine again.
Okay. That's really weird.
That is very strange.
What's that something to do with the lighting? That's all I can think of right now.
So let's see. It sent me back here. So I wonder if I went in there from here without going into F11.
It should probably work.
Yeah, it should work. Hopefully it'll work.
That's the website I wanted to go to, not the Twitter.
Your stream's way too behind for me to really give you accurate details.
Yeah, I just saw it. Okay, so, and if you hop in from here, it'll actually drop you off here.
Yeah, I think one was broken because I placed it. I thought we fixed it, but
No, I did fix it, but he's jumped through the one at the bottom.
God damn it.
Where the heck did it go?
Okay.
Is it?
So I'm not going to jump into it again, but what can happen is if you jump into one and you teleport out of it, that ring specifically will disappear. And any other rings that were in the level will reload. That's how it works currently. That's probably not how it's going to work at the end of the day. But
Yeah. I know a way of getting it to work, you know, the old-fashioned way.
yeah. But that's how it works currently right now. But like I said, I'm not going to jump in. Oh, if I jumped in and then I jumped into the ring that's in there, would it just plop me back out? Like, where would it stick me? Where would it stick me if I did?
the one on the right or the one on the left?
They both send me to the same location. I'm talking about the one that was inside the... Okay, so yeah.
I said yes.
It sent me down here for some reason. It is very strange. So yeah, I think... Is there anything else, really, that we need to show off?
No, not really. Just you should probably mention that you're doing a survey for the combat.
Oh yeah, that is something I'm going to be doing. Hold on. We changed this rail, or I changed this rail, so now it's one consistent, specific rail.
We're still going to add a custom camera at some point.
Yep.
We're going to GTify it.
Adding custom cameras to rails. Alright, so, yeah, I think that's about it here. During Sage... Oh, I'm in the wrong level. During Sage, how's it going, CL Gaming? How you doing today? We're gonna have a what is it called? Survey. We're gonna have a survey. Christ. That people can take. Let me go ahead and pull it up over here. Don't care. Go away. Doing good. That's great to hear. It's gonna have a couple of multiple choice questions, as well as a couple of long answers that are optional. People can choose to type in if they want. This is just a draft of it. This isn't going to be the final one. I'm gonna have to go over with you guys any other questions and other things we'll have to actually add to it. But essentially, this will be going over all of the main points, things like the overall experience with the demo, things with wisps, things with silver, things with combat, and probably a couple of other things. What was you gonna say, Reese?
I just said I'm back. I left. I said I was at a Gabby.
Yeah, I didn't hear you leave. But
It's silence.
Every time you were asking me stuff about the ring, I kept saying I had to go, and I said yes.
oh, I did not hear
That's
you
all.
say that. But yeah, essentially, we're gonna have to go over this more, but hopefully people will fill this out during Sage. They'll give us a lot of feedback. One thing I'm probably gonna make note is to not, unless like they come across a major bug, to like mainly focus on like, you know, the actual experience aside from bugs, because we're expecting bugs. We're gonna be expecting a lot of bugs, and we are. And just from seeing footage and gameplay from people playing in Sage, because obviously there's going to be a bunch of streamers, there's going to be people like Vivacity, Overtime, and
Central.
yeah, Sonic Central. They're going to be posting like copious amounts of videos, and I'm sure they'll come across Infinity Plus and play the Infinity Plus demo that we'll release. So we'll have plenty of time to look at bugs and issues involving the engine. There'll be copious amounts of footage of bugs that we'll fix. So hopefully, whenever people give us feedback, it's going to be feedback about the actual experience of the engine, not the bugs of the engine. Because we're gonna have plenty of bug feedback, and we're gonna be fixing bugs based on all that stuff. But that's what we're hoping to achieve with the survey. I can never remember what it's called.
Of course, we're not trying. It's not like we're going to just have bugs and just go, oh, it's a bug, we don't care. It's not that. It's more so that we're being realistic and understand that there will probably be some things that slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing that's that's really game breaking or like Sonic 06 levels. Just minor things or maybe some inconsistencies, some glitches. We'll try to stamp them out as much as we can too.
Yeah.
It's more so that, in case you don't know, this is not the full update we're pushing out for Sage. It's more so a preview of what will be happening, of an update we'll have later in the year, which is the Colorful Comet update. This is more so going to be a preview of that, mostly because of Sage's timing, which is between our updates, just because of workload and timing.
On our update schedule.
Yeah, Sage
not for this update. Not for this update.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
I say he's trying to say that Sage falls under when we would normally update the 4-month period we normally update.
Yeah, we usually update every 4 months, and Sage is on the 4th month. Like, it's been 4 months since we last updated. So instead of rushing to do the full update this time, we'll just release a chunky taster of what's going to be happening in the full release later on.
Yeah. Because
what that means about the release date of the full update, though, not too sure. I don't think we're going to wait another 4 months for that, because I don't think we'd need to do 4 months worth of work.
Yeah, we don't know when this update will come out. Hopefully this year. I'm hoping near the end of the year.
I'm pretty sure we'll try for this year.
Color for Combat is more than likely going to come out, if I had to guess, around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. If I had to guess,
yeah, I'm thinking November.
I think November is probably going to be about the latest. Realistically, October could be a time that we do it as well. But November.
We'll get the Halloween costumes.
Yeah, might do a Halloween update or Thanksgiving update. We're not sure yet.
You're just going to scrap everything. It's just going to be just costumes, no combat, no Whisper, no Wisp.
All cosmetics.
Yeah.
We're just going to gameplay.
Hat.
Just hat.
Everyone the Knuckles hat. And actually make a character Hat the Hat.
Hat the Hat. It's just going to be the Knuckles hat, and he's a hat.
Yes.
That's
can't move him, can't do anything, you just stare at him.
Yep. It'll be the best
Infinity Plus update. Himself.
And if an enemy looks at him wrong, they just insta-die. But there's a few things behind the scenes we've I've been working on coding wise to try and help optimization for people. I'm not saying that this build is going to be optimized as. I'm just saying there is lots of code that I've cut down over the past few days to help back-end users with the engine. Like, I've added a few extra new nodes here and there where it's a lot more customizable for changing certain attributes about things. Like, I just earlier, before the stream started, I made a node for all of the widgets. If you are ever, bye Tiger.
Yeah, see you later, Tiger. Thanks for
I'll
stopping
see you,
by.
Tiger. Have a good one.
If you have a widget, for example, that needs a button to show up, I've made a function that you can plug in anywhere where it will dynamically. Something just unplugged from my laptop there, and I was confused. It will dynamically add in the button's texture, and if you're using keyboard, it will swap to a keyboard icon and write up on a text block what the key is. So it's a lot more customizable. There's also that node that Fizz has got on screen right now, my super condition check. It's a brand new node which just makes it a hell of a lot more customizable. You can tell it what how many rings you need if you want to go custom. That is, you can type in, like, I don't know, 100 rings to go super instead. And also for like child actors, there's an extra boolean you can pass through, which is just a spare condition check. So, say for example with Knuckles, we wouldn't want him to transform while gliding or drill diving. We would do all those checks in Knuckles' blueprint and then pass it into that node.
Yeah. So.
And then,
go ahead.
Like you do all the checks, you would put them onto an and then just put the and going into that one boolean, and then boom, all those extra stuff has to be brought into condition as well.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more simpler. And there's a few other things within the supercode that I've modularized, but it's nothing too major, really. It's the same stuff that the supercode usually is, if anybody's ever messed around with the supercode and opened it up. But I have condensed chunks of it down, rewrote how mesh swapping works if that's needed. I've rewrote how material setups are working. It's just a lot more streamlined now for swapping to the super.
Yeah.
There's still one or two things with a child though that might be a bit difficult to get set up. Like any child actor, but we'll get to it eventually. But for now, everything's working fine. Like for Sage, the super form should be functional.
Sonic does not have any thing here.
Yes, Sonic shares all of. I've said all of the characters now share the Master Code super transformation.
But I thought there was one additional thing that they did.
What, for Sonic?
No. I thought this super transform thing, or another condition check. Never
Is this
mind.
for Blades?
Never mind.
No, the condition check is always the same. Just checks to see if you've got the Chaos Emeralds and if you've got 50 rings.
Yeah.
So it was just, instead of putting it in collapse graph, it just made more sense to put it in the function.
Yeah. So,
like I said, yeah, there's a lot of back-end coding stuff that I've been working on over the past few days. So it should help a tiny little bit with performance, because we've also changed the animation blueprints. All of the animation blueprints no longer on every tick cast to the character that they're controlling. They now cast at the beginning, and then that's it. So that's a little bit more performance saved. It's just, like I said, loads of little things like that I've been going around trying to patch up. We still haven't patched up the mammoth that is the event tick, though.
Yeah. One thing that we will be doing, I mean, event tick is still, it's not bad. But one thing we will be doing is this will obviously will not be done by Sage, just because it's a beast of a project that we're going to be doing. We have this master character that we've shown off and we've been using since pretty much near the beginning. But one thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be splitting the master character into 4 sets. There's going to be the actual master, which will contain all of the code that will pertain to any character regardless. So there are things like, dying, rings, jumping, ground snapping, orientation, things like that. All of that's going to be handled in the master character. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 separate parent blueprints.
Like, we're going to have like child actors of the master, which these childs will be the new masters.
Yeah. And each one's going to be the master of its specific class. So there's going to be a speed class, there's going to be a power class, and there's going to be a flight class. So if you wanted to get technical with the naming conventions, even though master and parent are the same, you could say the master is the master for all types. The parents are the parents for the specific classes, and the children.
The granddad now.
What?
You could say the master is like the grandpappy now.
Yeah, it's a grandpappy. It's the grandparent. There's the master, which is the grandparent. There's the parents, which handle each specific class. And then there's the children, which are the children of each class. So Sonic, Shadow, Blaze, Metal Sonic are all going to be children of the speed parent. Knuckles and any other power characters like Big, Omega, Vector, those would be children of the power parent. And then there's characters like, Tails, Rouge, Cream, Silver, which would all be children of the flight parent. And of course, all the parents would be children of the master, or the grandparent, as you might call it. So essentially, this will do 2 things. It will cut down the size of the master character blueprint significantly.
Yeah, a lot of code is just Sonic stuff.
A lot of the code that's in the master specifically correlates to the speed characters, which doesn't really need to happen. So a lot of that code is going to be segmented and segmented into chunks and separated into the parents. And the second thing it's going to do is it's going to make working in the master much, much easier, because every single time you change anything in the master, the master has to compile it. And not only does it have to compile its class, but it has to compile all the children.
We spend a lot of time sitting waiting for the master class to compile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes like a solid almost, I would say 10 seconds sometimes.
So if I were to
that doesn't sound like a lot to probably people who don't code, like 10 seconds of waiting.
Yeah.
But trust me, when you're coding and trying to test stuff out, it's really like annoying.
So we've got a small blueprint here in the crates. So let's just add a node like boop branch. And then let's just plug this into here.
Branch.
Bam. You'll see it needs to compile. Bam. Compiled. Done. Or I break this link. Bam. Compiled. Done. So let's say if I need to do something in the master, let's create a branch here and let's plug it in. Let's compile. Done. Finally, it's done.
See?
Compiling the master takes way too long just due to how dense the blueprint is, and segmenting it and separating it is going to make this much easier and much faster to compile. It'll make certain things also run better, like because there's a bunch of code that you don't need running or working at all if you're playing as specific characters. If you're playing as Knuckles or Tails, you don't care at all about the boost code. You don't care at all about the quick step code. You don't care about any of that stuff at all. So the code will not need to check for any of that stuff. It won't matter. So essentially, by segmenting this stuff up, hopefully it will be a little bit more efficient. Same thing with the speed characters. If you're playing as a speed character, you don't care about anything that the power characters do or the flight characters do. So it'll hopefully at least a little bit make things run a bit easier for them as well.
It will help with certain object interactions as well, like the breakable walls. If we want them to just only work for power characters, we just make them only look for the power parent.
Yeah, the power class essentially.
And then boom.
So
None of the other characters should be able to mess with it. It'll
make things a lot easier if you want to create a new character. all you would have to do is create a child of the class that you want. And let's say, for example, you wanted to create a character like, let's just say Big. We want to create a character like Big the Cat. And for some unholy reason, you want to give Big the boost. What you can do is you can make Big a...
We don't judge people here. If they want to give Big the boost,
You're more than welcome to do
Big
so.
the big boost.
He already has the boost, though.
If you wanted Big to be the standard power character, but he just so happens to have the boost ability, you can make him a child of the power character. And then what you can simply do is you can just copy and paste all of the code from the speed parent into Big's individual blueprint, and then Big will have the boost code. That's literally all you'd have to do. There'll probably be a bunch of like minute, minuscule changes you have to go in there, because copying pasting code is not always cut and dry, because there are certain nodes that hate being copied and pasted, and there are things like macros that also don't like, working in between blueprints if it's not part of a macro library, things like that.
Yeah, it can't be inherited is a big thing. So you can't
Annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying, but it can be worked around. And at the end of the day, if you want to create a new character or make changes, depending on what you're doing, if you want to change like one variable, that's fine. But if you want to change how something works, at the end of the day, you have to like bite the bullet and learn how things work and actually kind of, you can't just plug and play. This isn't Scratch.
Essentially.
Why?
But yeah, what we're going to be doing, and we're hopefully going to get it done before the Colorful Combat update by the end of the year. It would be nice to get it done, but essentially it will make creating new characters again easier and simpler, because you'll be able to create a character of a class that you want. And if you want to do something akin to Sonic Heroes or akin to Sonic World, and you have multiple follower characters and them respect their specific classes, it'll be a lot easier to do that as well, because you can just, whenever creating characters, you can assign them a class. Yep. The one downside to this is obviously if a character already exists in the engine and they aren't the class that you want, you can't just reparent them as far as I'm concerned. You would have to create an all new child class and essentially work from there.
You can change the parent of classes.
Oh, you can?
But yeah, the way you do it though, it might break stuff though, so it's probably just not worth it.
Yeah, if you want to create an entirely new character, you should probably you could, if you really want, you could have it directly inherit from, say, the master, or maybe from the speed, power, flight ones if you want, and then just change it heavily. But well, if you mean just changing the type in terms of like the reference for it, like if you want to make Sonic a power character to the known world, like when they look at his type, his power, that wouldn't be hard. You just have to change the variable. But changing how he works fundamentally and changing his type, that would be different. That would be harder.
Yeah. Probably the one character that we're going to have that won't be a specific child of any of them will probably be Whisper. Whisper's probably going to be the one character that will be a direct child from the master class, because she's not going to fit into any other classes. If anything, she would fit into a speed character class, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think that's just about all we really have. I don't know what all we'll have to show off next time, because our next stream will be not the last stream, but it'll be the last stream before Sage starts. Sage starts on the 7th of next week, or next month. And our next stream is the 31st. That exactly 1 week later is whenever Sage starts. So the next stream will be the last one before Sage, and at that point in time, we're just going to be showing. We're not going to really be showing off everything, obviously, because if you've been following here, you've pretty much already seen everything we're going to be showing off at Sage. But any last-minute changes and stuff that we're going to be making, we might show off here, unless we have any secrets that we want to keep for Sage, in which case we might keep them.
Who knows if we've kept any secrets from you?
Who knows?
We know you don't.
But yep. I think that's it. We're pretty much just gonna be open for comments, questions, concerns now. It's that time because we've been going for about an hour, 15 minutes.
Question time.
What are you looking at cream sprites for?
I'm trying to find a sprite animation for something specific that Cream did, but I can't find purely just a GIF of the animation I want. Because I was going to, just in my spare time, I was going to open up Blender, and you can put PNGs and videos in Blender, and then you can basically trace animations. And I was curious to see what tracing a sprite animation on a 3D model would look like. Because I think that would actually be pretty useful.
I see.
But I can't find the sprite animation, so I'm going to just be upset about it for a bit. I could animate Cream floating down with an umbrella.
You could do that.
Or I can animate her with the little rubber ring when she's swimming on the surface of the water, which is...
Oh, the inner tube?
Yes, the inner tube, that's it. Sonic Advance 3 sprites are so good.
Do we have the assets for the zip line?
We did, but not anymore. They got deleted a long time ago. It was such a long time ago. It was back when I had a egg fleet zone, just for the hell of it.
I have an idea on how we can do the zip line. It'll just involve using this code here.
I have the animation for being on a zip line. I have all of the animations besides the Sonic Lost World skating animation. You know. I'll just sulk about that. I have a few things I want to mention off stream. Secret. Because I've got a plan. Depending on how much time, I mean, you literally just mentioned it a little bit ago, but I was zoned out because I was staring at sprites. Depending on how long we have until Siege, I've got an idea of something for us we can do before Siege. But I'm going to talk to you about it off stream.
Alrighty.
The one frozen sprite.
Not really got any one talking.
There's not really many people in stream, really, to be honest.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we're gonna probably call it good here because I'm hungry and I also need a shower and there's things to be done. So.
Yep. Lots of things to get done before the big stage.
Yep, we got 2 weeks to go. So I think we're gonna call it good here. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Yep. See you later.
See you, Gesundheit. See you, Twitch streamers, and see YouTubers who are still watching.